of the hardest things for a content creator is to continually hit that publish button week in, week out, in spite of yourself. On any given day, you can give yourself dozens of reasons why you shouldn't write that script, or record that video, or make that edit, or any other thing that you might need to do. Is there a way to hack that internal part of your brain that says you're not good enough, or that you don't have the time today, or that you don't have the right equipment to do what you need to do? Spreading the good word on good work in crypto. My name is Tim, and today a video related to my content creation process. A few years ago, my friend had mentioned a book to me by Julia Cameron called The Artist's Way. I didn't pay too much attention. But then last year, my other friend Brien mentioned the book to me again, and he had said that it had been a game changer for him. And so I started paying a little bit more attention. By that time, tapping into my inner artist had become increasingly important, not only at work, but also for my personal projects. And this was around the time that I had started toying with the idea of starting my own YouTube channel. So I started reading The Artist's Way and had become enamored with a concept that Julia Cameron introduces in her book called The Morning Pages. You might be wondering, what is that? It's very simple. Every morning, and as much as you can make it literally the first thing that you do, you sit down, you grab your notebook, and you just start writing. About what? Doesn't matter. Stream of consciousness. I call it written vomit. Think of it as flushing all of the useless and useful thoughts out of your brain and onto pieces of paper. But don't stop. Don't try to get fancy with it, and don't try to add style or think too much about the format. The objective is to just write, and write until you have 3 full pages. Some days it could be about how you had an argument with your partner. On other days it could be about something that you're dreading, that you're not looking forward to, that you have to do the next day. And on other days it could literally just be you writing, I don't know what to write about, I don't know what to write about, continuously for 3 full pages. Just write. So I've been doing that since last June, and I have collected these 4 notebooks around the house or in my backpack if I'm traveling. You can see every single one of these notebooks is filled with writing. Skin in the game. And this is my current notebook. Oh, and that right there, these are my 3 pages for tomorrow morning. Okay, you might be wondering, what does writing 3 pages in your notebook every morning have anything to do with the creative process? Well, as Julia explains it in The Artist's Way, every single one of us operates day to day with this very annoying voice inside our heads called the self-critic. It's the same inner voice that tells us we're not good enough, you don't know what you're doing, this will never work, or any other number of ways that our inner self-critic tries to sabotage us in all of our endeavors, even if it's not creative. So, Julia's recommendation and methodology for defeating that inner self-critic is by flushing him out every morning. Let that inner self-critic go wild on the 3 pages that you have in your morning pages. And just like for my friend Brien, it has been a game changer for me. And as evidenced by my skin in the game, I have rarely taken a day off. As a newly minted content creator who has to write scripts, who has to record videos, who has to make edits, who has to make social media posts and thumbnails and titles and think about an endless number of creative things, the inner self-critic is one of my biggest enemies. Over most of my adult life, I have been racked with confidence issues and self-doubt in all of my endeavors, creative and non-creative. My inner voice, that guy, was loud. But being able to flush out my inner self-critic onto the morning pages, I have witnessed this almost magical thing where I'll write about something or complain about something, and then that very same day, I go on and do the damn thing. The morning pages has been especially prevalent as a force of good from a filming and shooting and video perspective. Because looking or sounding like a fool as a content creator is basically a guaranteed process in the creative journey. I can give you dozens of examples, even just from my YouTube channel, where the inner self-critic tries to sabotage me. Let's take my video, Your Money, It's Theirs, or what I call Your Money Is Not Your Money. In that video, you might have noticed that me and my partner, Elsa, were in traditional Thai outfits, shooting in public at a temple, and we use a lot of these crazy transitional camera shots that I've never worked with before. Every single one of these factors were brand new to me. The outfits, they were my partner's idea, which I initially shot down. All of those factors, it was just too much friction, too many new conditions to be introducing into a style of video format that I was not familiar with. But then you know what happened? I wrote about it in the morning pages, and then I did it. Obviously, the morning pages is not some magical panacea that will fix all of your problems, but but at least from a self-starting, taking action perspective, it is remarkably effective. And I personally don't think it has to stop with creative pursuits. If you're having emotional problems with your coworkers or with your family, write about it. If you are struggling with getting over the hump with some athletic feat, write about it. And if you're a crypto trader, and you are struggling with trading, write about it. Word of appreciation and shout out to my friends Amr and Brien for initially introducing to me this book, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and also The Practice of the Morning Pages. And for myself, I hope that by sharing my experience with the morning pages, I am paying it forward. And I hope that you too can get over whatever it is that you need to get over by journaling about it in your own practice for the morning pages. Every day, 3 pages, just right. And final tip from my friend Brien. He says to make the process of writing as enjoyable of a ritual as possible. Make it a ceremony. So whether you have to get a really nice notebook with really nice paper to write on, or whether you want to combine it every morning with a nice cup of coffee, just make it an enjoyable ritual. Make it a ceremony. Treat the process of the morning pages with reverence. To help make my morning pages ritual a practice that I look forward to every morning, Brien gifted me this purple Lamy fountain pen, which I've written with every morning without fail since he has gifted it to me last October. When he gifted it to me, he said, let it flow. And so my words back to my viewers is, let it flow, baby, let it flow. So tell me about your experience with journaling, and have you found the practice of morning pages helpful for your creative process or not? And that's it for my video today. Let me know if you guys liked the video by dropping a like, a subscribe, or a comment. These things would mean a lot to me in helping my channel grow. That's it. See you next time. Peace.